I wondered why I was getting so tired. Um, and I didn't think I'd done that much actually, but I thought about it during the day. I thought actually I've actually just given out a whole lot of energy to a situation, a lot of emotional energy, and I was exhausted from it. It had drained my emotional energy banks as such. You see, I can only do so much, and that's the same for you. You would probably know this. You can only do so much. The other day, I heard this concept called the spoon theory, and a spoon theory is it's kind of a metaphor for describing the amount of physical or mental energy that a person has available for daily activities and tasks, and how it is limited. Um, and imagine that, like you've got a hold of spoons here, like I've got here. But you start your day with, say, 25 of spoons, and each spoon is a unit of energy, and you have 25 units or 25 spoons in your back pocket. You meet someone, and in the conversation, it can be a bit draining, and you basically uh, give away a spoon. Boom, gone. It's gone. And then you do the grocery shopping, and for some people, that can be incredibly draining. And boom, you've got a whole lot of spoons left over and gone. Then you receive a call from maybe your daughter who's got a sick child and she wants you to look after the kids after school. And you've only got a few spoons left over and you are completely empty when all that's gone. And it's interesting, I've got a little infographic I found online which describes how many spoons and where it can all go. And this particular model is really helpful people for people. It's actually conceptualized for people who've got like a chronic illness, and so their capacity is very limited. They can only do so much, and you and I can only do so much. But I also think for those of you who, for various reasons, say just as a mental illness, depression and anxiety and that sort of stuff can actually limit the amount of spoons that you can give. And I also know for myself at the moment, it's winter here and there's not much sunlight and it can be a bit bleh, rain. And there's this thing called seasonal affective disorder. I think it might be affecting the amount of spoons that I have to put into my day. The quantity and the quality of my sleep also affects the amount of spoons available. I'd like to have that overflowing cup of energy. Uh, sometimes I have it, sometimes a lot of the time I don't. But in reality, we've got to actually understand that we do have limitations on the amount of spoons that we have available to the day. So I've written some suggestions around the spoon theory. Number one is don't compare your cutlery collection to others. Okay. Now that sounds kind of humorous, and it's meant to. But comparison does not help. Look, there may be all sorts of reasons why others might have more spoons in their drawer, or less spoons in their drawer. The important thing is to realize you are you, okay? And comparisonitis, which is a little term I like, comparisonitis, it's a disease, um, kills progress. It stop comparing yourself to other people's cutlery drawer. The next thing is take personal responsibility for your spoon collection. Your spoons are your spoons. Your body is your body. Your habits are your habits. Don't blame others for the spoons you've got. Don't be a poor little old me. Take responsibility. Accept the spoons that you have at the moment. You may be able to get some more, but take full responsibility for your spoon collection. Number three is to monitor your spoons. So, where are your spoons going to? Who or what is taking the energy? Throughout the day, notice your energy levels. Write in a journal what's taking the spoons. Is something giving you a spoon as such? Monitor your spoons. Take careful note. Maybe over a week, and you might start to see patterns. Number 4 is find practices to grow your spoon collection. All right. I want to grow my number of spoons, my ability to have more energy in the day. I want to build practices into my everyday that replenish my soul, that it is revived. And one of those practices for me, it's a very important one, is to spend time in meditation on a small section of scripture. I listen to a short, simple reading of scripture. I meditate on it quietly, and I let the words, just a few words, roll around my brain, and it just seems to give me another spoon, another sense of groundedness, connectedness. The process I use, it's called Lectio Divina, and in the show note, on the website, on the blog post of this, I have a link to the website that I use, and it's basically a reading of scripture, a small section of scripture, 4 times, and then you just listen to it for a particular word or phrase that seems to jump out and is emboldened for you, and you meditate on that. And often, what I will do is I will write a poem out of what I hear in that scripture, or it could be a blog post out of what I hear in that scripture. And so the other day, I wrote a poem out of one of my Lectio Divina meditations, and it's from Psalm 19, 7 to 11. So here is the poem, and it's called "Revive My Soul," which has a lot to do with uh, the spoons, isn't it? So here's the poem: Revive my soul, breathe life into dry bones. I am but dust. Return and make me whole. Blow your breath, Spirit, flow over this your workplace. Return me to Eden's presence, garden walks face to face. I feast upon your words, savour every sound. Your words are always on my lips, such wisdom to be found. As I listen to your voice, I take it in, my inner child to rejoice. I have a new clarity about my vision. My fog begins to clear. I see things so much clearer because I've learned to hear. I desire a word more than a ton of gold. I sip your sweetest honey, ancient stories for me to hold. So I sit and wait. I spend time in listening deep. Give me the manna for today. In your words you will keep. Reviving the soul, making wise the simple, rejoicing the heart, enlightening the eyes. And it's from this passage. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The decrees of the Lord are sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is clear, enlightening the eyes. So, yeah, you may like to get some spoons and put them in your back pocket or your purse or wherever, and carry them around and say, okay, how many spoons have I got? Where have I given out my spoons today? Hey, if you found this helpful, leave a comment in the show notes. Send me an email. Love to hear from my readers and watchers and listeners. It's barry@turningthepage.co.nz. And I pray that more spoons would find their way to your life. Okay, bye.